is working. I mean, it's broken. We need to start looking at other ways of dealing with not only the environment, economy, religious and spiritual things, but in general, we just need to look at why the system is broken and what we can do to shift it. One of the interesting things about ayahuasca, the Amazonian brew with DMT, is that people have talked about it as having its own consciousness and maybe not being able to interact directly, but through DMT and through people having these experiences has been able to spread its consciousness around the world and try to get us to awaken to this deeper sense of reality and hopefully start making some changes. And I love that because I got the sense too that there was this consciousness acting independently with ayahuasca. And I love the idea of nature having its own consciousness coming in and reminding us that we're part of that web and that we're not separate from that web and that we need to start making some changes in order to live on this planet much longer.
Do you see a danger in the idea that this could also become, I guess, the new hip thing and another fad that potentially will pass? I mean, again, we have this idea that in Western culture was like we want something new all the time to kind of feed the beast, if you know what I mean. In one sense, you want to what's new, what's the latest thing, and then and go into that, and then after a while, that's kind of it's over and boring. It gets old. Okay, move over. What's new? Is there danger in that here as well? Do you see?
There could be, and I've faced a lot of criticism already, and I know I'll probably face more with putting this out there, especially kind of in the mainstream media. That it could become this thing that people get excited about and becomes very popular, similar to what happened with LSD in the 60s. I'm really hopeful and been cautious about not going out and saying this is for everybody. Everybody should be doing this and drop out. But the bigger part to me is we need to be cautious about what this, as we're putting it out, that there needs to be a set and setting for people to experience this stuff in if they choose to go out and do this. That it can't just be that party thing. It can't just be something that you do frivolously. It needs to have a backbone behind it. It needs to have some sort of ceremonial aspect. So it hopefully doesn't have the ability to do that once you start putting that structure on it.
The website, or was it thespiritmolecule.com? People can see the trailer there today. You have snippets of interviews up there with people, many of the participants in the documentary. And again, the release is expected sometime here in October then. But beyond these things and beyond what we've been talking about so far, is there anything else you'd like to say about the documentary or add in terms of the things that we might have not touched upon yet that you feel are important or that you want to mention to our listeners?
Well, another thing that I definitely want to bring up is the music that we've used in this film. There's a couple of gentlemen in New York that go by Earthrise Sound System, and from the very beginning of conceiving the project, I've always wanted this kind of world aspect or universal aspect of it. And these guys are very well versed in world music, and Derek, who's a journalist and also DJ, is very active in the world music scene here in the States. And I just want to, commend them on the job that they've done, and also just, make other people aware of Earthrise Sound System because they've really helped, push the film. And I think people will see that emotionally within the film.
So, okay, that's very good. And do these guys have a website that you can share with us right now, or?
EarthriseSoundSystem.com.
There you go. All right.
Highly recommend checking them out. They're great, and they've helped the film tremendously.
Is there any other kind of inspiration you had, for making this particular production? Some other music or audio or visual things out there that you can talk about or like to recommend?
Well, again, maybe not recommend, but the biggest influence as far as trying to make the film was the DMT and ayahuasca experiences.
That's right.
And through those experiences, it's just been, all right, what can I go look at and research through imagery, through audio, and just try to make that connection. And, being able to basically spend 8 years now doing that, it's I guess inspiration has come from all over, but I think it's always based back in the DMT experience.
All right, very good. Okay, so what more can we talk about here in our last couple of minutes here, Mitch? Is there anything else you'd like to mention? The music and audio seems to be as an important aspect to this as well. How about that aspect when you're actually having the experience then? Do you have a auditory experience as well to go along with this? Is there any kind of audio communication going on with some of these entities as well, or is it just visual?
Well, the experience, a lot of people report on the onset has a very kind of large or loud hum, and it's almost just this, a constant, but it gets louder and louder and louder until it feels like it almost breaks you apart. Beyond that, I think once you get into kind of communication with some of these entities, most people describe it as not having any sort of auditory content at all, in that it's very telepathic in the communication. So at that point, not really hearing, but sensing. But it is a huge part of it. People talk about it all the time, and even within the ayahuasca ceremonies, shamans were traditionally singing throughout the night and singing Akeros to help guide you throughout it.
All right, there you go. Okay, so release here in October, and I guess then obviously that more information will be put on the website as things progress and as you expect to make the release, I guess. Is that correct, Mitch?
Yes, we are. We're going to keep kind of posting things up there. We're in the process right now of redoing the site a little bit so we can have those regular updates for people. We also, the Facebook page is another one to check out. I do a lot of postings there, not just about where we are with the film, but also, articles and things that tie in with what we're trying to do. So there's always regular updates on our Facebook page as well.
All right, that's excellent. So, keep up the good work and good luck, obviously, with the release here. And we'd love to have you back again, Mitch, once the film is out and we can have a look at ourselves over here and we can talk more about it. And what are you going to do with the other interviews that you've done? You said you have a lot of hours on there. Is that going to be uploaded to the website or distributed in some other way?
Well, we'll be putting up on a website, and it'll probably be a new website altogether. When we release this information, we can put it up digitally on a server and allow people to come in and download that information. And we would like to kind of make a remix project with that. So once people have all the interview footage up there, again, they can download what they feel relevant, any original music and also original visuals for other people to go in and make their own spirit molecule films. So that hopefully will all be done via the internet and via download.
All right, that's a big project. Excellent. Well, keep up the great work, Mitch, and thank you again for your time. I really enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you very much, Henrik. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.